Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I will be sharing with you all the weekly outlook, what I'm looking at all the pairs I trade, which is gold, EU, GU, EJ, Bitcoin, and Ethereum, guys. So stick around. There's a lot of insight. You will learn a lot of things, and that will also help you out, and you'll see a lot of things, and probably God willing, a lot of these things play out as I have done this several times and it works out. So stick around, guys, and you will see how I trade what I see on the chart, and it will definitely help, guys. And if you want more content like this, you want me to post my weekly outlook every week, please, guys, subscribe, like, comment, and share to encourage me. And I might just start dropping my daily trades too, guys. So let's get into the business of the day. I'll be starting with gold. So looking at the monthly chart of gold, overall market is bullish, but if you can see this previous 3 months candle, you can see that there's a lot of rejections. You can see that gold is attempting to go up, but there's a lot of rejections signaling lower prices. So these candles are telling us a story that gold is actually finding it hard to go up for higher prices or to go for all-time high. So there's a possibility that it might go down and seek for lower prices or take out some sell side liquidity. So currently, for now, there's really not much. Overall structure is bullish, but the last 3 months candle is telling us a different story. So so moving down to the weekly time frame. In the weekly time frame, there is really not much you can see because the market is ranging. But last week, gold actually took out an inducement, an inducement candle, inducement candle, and after taking out the inducement candle, it bought massively up. Like this buys, like it took a day to cover up for the previous 4 days of selling that gold has been doing. So last week's candle closed bullish. Overall, there is really not much you can actually see from here because the market is ranging. So there's really not much. That is it. Yeah, that is it. Since the market took access to liquidity, and right now it's currently at a psychological level that might signify either a sell or a buy, but you really can't see anything much except price is going to take out the previous week high, as you can see, which might likely happen. As you know, everything is a probability. Do not marry your bias, only react to what the market give you. Now if we go down to the daily time frame, there's a lot of in-depth story that you can see. um this was the low. Price took out inducement. This was the inducement that price took out, and price bought massively. And as you can see, price is very, very close to an extreme fair value gap, and most of the time, 8 out of 10 times, extreme fair value gaps like this work a lot, especially on the daily time frame. It will react either short term, or it could even signify a change of continuation of trend, or even a change of trend. Anything can happen. So I mark this extreme fair value gap to see how the market reacts. So um scrolling down to the 4 hour time frame, you can see this is the fair value gap, extreme fair value gap zone I marked on the daily chart. And on the fair value gap, on the 1 hour time frame, I see a 4 hour inducement too. There's a 4 hour inducement close to that zone, and a lot can happen. So I'll be watching out for the sell signs. If there is a sell schematics at that 3375 to 3385 zone. So once price takes out that 4 hour inducement and close to the 4 hour order block, I will see if there is any story, just react to what market says. So I'm looking to short, so either to take out last week low, or what I see, then if there is, this is going to continue buying, there is this 4 hour breaker block that market can get to, and continue the buy to the upside. But overall I'm bearish until there is a new story for now, because of what I'm saying on the daily and the monthly candles. So for now I really don't have very strong conviction for the buy. So hopefully this sales will continue. If it doesn't continue, the best probable discounted level to buy from is this 4 hour breaker block. Hopefully that works out. So these are the two levels I've marked on gold for now. So these are the two places I will be looking for any opportunity in the market. Anything aside from this, I will be out, except there is a new POI formed on 4 hour. I really don't like taking POIs from lower time frame. Now we are on GU. As usual, let's start from the monthly time frame. Right now, the monthly time frame, you can see that market formed an engulfing candle, which is a sell signal if you read your basic textbook. And also price is actually close to a monthly fair value gap, as you can see. But I tried checking earlier and I see that there was not really, it didn't really tap well. It just, this is forming like an inducement or a double bottom, something like that, on the monthly. So that makes me skeptical and a little bit more conviction that GU might still go for lower prices until there is a new story. But for now, right now, with what I'm saying, price might just go and test you know the order block and continue selling. Now from the weekly time frame, I'm still not seeing any significant bullish structure. With the way last week Friday candle ended, this low of this candle is a candle that will most likely be swept, like more like an inducement that market will likely sweep. So market might just go and test that order block. So market will test the order block. If you don't know what an order block is, please go and watch videos on that. And if you want tutorials like stuff like this, I can actually make more videos and teach you in depth of what I terms and things I look out for. Now to the daily time frame, so you can see we have two fair value gaps. The first one has an inducement. Market tested part of it, but there's still a lot of unfilled orders on that particular fair value gap, and it is also coinciding with a daily breaker block. It's coinciding with that daily breaker block. You can check your chart. This is a breaker block, and there's also an extreme fair value gap. And so that is it. Those are the two zones I'll be looking to continue shorting GU to the next level, or to take out the next low. For the buys, if you check below this low, you see there is a fair value gap coinciding with a previous you know demand zone or discount levels. So if you go down to the 4 hour time frame for my sell positions, you will see clearly the zones I marked. So these are the zones I will be looking for to short. But for now, I don't have anything I will be looking for in this market until market get to those zones, and I will see what happens. You don't marry your bias. Even if you are too sure of a particular setup, you still wait and see what the market is telling you. So whatever happens, I'll react. If it gives me my confirmation signals, I'll be shorting from these two zones. If it's going to continue buying and print a continuation buy setup, I'm also going to, though I think it is not going to be likely like that. So moving on to EU, starting from the monthly, unlike GU, the monthly candle on EU did not close with any engulfing, which is a little tricky. So but the overall structure of EU is bullish, but then know very well that most times EU and GU work in hand, and but for this monthly chart, there's really not much to say, because there is no in-depth anything aside from the fact that last month closed bearish. So, but one thing I'm looking at here is this fair value gap that is on the monthly. So if market is actually going to look out for discounted prices, market should sell to that zone before any prominent next leg of buys will take place on the Euro USD. So that is actually a very good zone that you can wait for markets to react from. So let's see how that goes. And on the weekly time frame, the weekly has a lot more story to tell us. As you can see, um there is an order block on the weekly, so market can just go test that order block. And yeah, this order block, like I said, go and watch videos. If there's any terms I say here you don't understand, go and check it out. So right now, markets, the way markets you know closed last week, there's a possibility that markets will go and sweep the low of last week. There's just something about any candle that closes like this. Most times, not all the time, markets must go and sweep the low, because there's just something about inducements. So right now on the daily time frame, the overall structure for me, with what I'm seeing, structure is not bullish until these two highs are cleared. That is when I can say, or if there is a bullish structure. Right now there is just an aggressive move to this mitigation block or breaker, I don't know, but it's not really about the word, as long as you know what you're looking for on the chart, coinciding with this first fair value gap. So this is the first zone I marked on EU. If it gives a reversal on Monday, I'll be shorting. If not, I'll wait for this 4-hour breaker block as I mark. This is my second zone that I'll be watching out to short EU. So this first zone market is already there. So let's see how on Monday will start, and if it gives a confirmation, I'll be shutting it down. So the next level, I don't know, depending on what you want. If you are a fixed arrow trader, you can set your fixed arrow. But without confirmation, guys, I don't know, always look out for confirmations. I like to look at what the 4-hour candle is telling me before I take a trade. And as you can see, market is already at my first POI, like I said. So I'll be watching the market closely on Monday. Market over Asia King zone, to be specific. And if not, if this zone doesn't hold, it tells me that I should next POI should be on the 4-hour breaker block. So that's what I'll be doing, guys. For now, these are the stuffs I see. Now, if you for the buys, you can also see that there is a monthly fair value gap, guys. There is a monthly fair value gap, just like on GU. There is a monthly fair value gap on EU that market will likely go and test for discounted prices before any significant move will happen. So market might just raise that low as an inducement and tap onto the monthly fair value gap, and you have strong momentum. Since it's a higher time frame point of interest, it will most likely hold compared to lower time frame. But then again, if you look at this weekly time frame, you can see that inducement candle. Market might just sweep that inducement candle and sweep the sweep the inducement candle and continue buying. So that is also a zone I'll be looking out for, where I marked as with the red line. So I try to mark out as much possible levels as I can see, just so I don't miss out on any moves or any level that I'm not, especially if you have a POI, you just glue to it, and most times you miss out on a lot of good trades. So I'm just marking up prominent zones that could hold for reversals. So for the third zone, the first zone actually is around 131, but my highest probability zone is the one around 1.04. So there is a candle sweep and inducement candle. So market might just sweep that inducement candle on the daily time frame and start the buys. So overall, these are the zones I will be looking to buy EU from. Yes, so take out that inducement candle and continue the buys. So these are like the zones I'm actually looking at for. So that is it for EU. Now moving on to Euro JPY. Actually, as you can see from the monthly time frame, there's really not much to say except that market is currently selling. So markets could actually, with the way I'm seeing, the market could actually go on to engulf last month's candle completely, guys. So but just below that candle, you can see there is a monthly fair value gap. So right now there's really no in-depth story to see aside from the fact that right now market is struggling to go up and we are reaching for lower prices. But if you go to the weekly time frame, you have an engulfing candle. Last week candle completely engulfed the other upper week. So when you have an engulfing candle with the basic textbook, that is a reversal pattern. So most times market can actually seek for lower prices. But then just below that, there is also a weekly fair value gap that I marked out that market can reach out to. Now for this continuation sales, you can see this is an extreme fair value gap. I actually took this short last week and I made theory error. I didn't even hold. If I had held a little longer, I would have gotten as high as 7 hour. And the zone you saw on the weekly, this is the zone. There's also a daily fair value gap coinciding with that zone, so which makes it more probable, higher probability zone that market can buy from. So right now, what I'm seeing on the 4 hour time frame is an extreme fair value gap, which I marked out, as you can see, at that 17169. So market can actually tap onto that 4 hour fair value gap and continue the sales from. Otherwise, if that fair value gap does not hold, I will be waiting for market to go and test the extreme, fair value gap from the first move. Take this as an inducement and tap onto this extreme fair value gap and breaker block on the 4 hour time frame, and then that will be a very very long swing sell for me. So that is what I'll be looking out for from next week, guys. So for now, there's really not much for now. So that is it. This one I marked was actually a probability that if market is going to buy up to that last high, market is actually going to move from this. This is actually an order block on the 1 hour with fair value gap, so market can actually buy from here to that option. So this is actually another angle that you can actually look out for. So you just know that these are probabilities, so you react to what the market is giving you. So you react. There's nothing certain about this market, so that is why you are always ready to change your bias with the current market trend, because you have no control over the market. So that is it. Then yeah, like I said, for the buys will be around, for me, the zones that I will actually be looking for quality buys on EJ at that zone. Now moving on to Bitcoin. As you can see, Bitcoin is actually very very bearish. I took this current sale last week and I made 5 hour. If I held this trade till now, I'll definitely be at about 13, 14, 15 hour, guys. It's crazy. Or even 17 hour with where Bitcoin currently is. But that's notwithstanding, on the monthly time frame, you have this rejection candle. Uh, but the zones that Bitcoin likely get quality buy from, as you can see, is from this 98,000 to 93,000. This fair value gap on the monthly time frame, this is the zone that I will actually confidently want to look for buys on Bitcoin. But for now, right now, there's really no prominent zone that I want to buy very well on the monthly time frame. Now moving on to the weekly, you see that last week candle was a very long bearish candle, and with this now, this market for me, it's actually very bearish. As you can see from what I'm saying right now, there is, for the buys, if you want to buy Bitcoin, there is an inducement on the weekly time frame, and just below that inducement there is also a fair value gap below that zone. So I will actually be looking for buys from 91,000 zone, guys. 91,000 zones, that is where I will most likely want to buy Bitcoin if you want to buy Bitcoin. But for now, right now, what I'm seeing on this market, Bitcoin is bearish. Bearish, yes. I will not be looking for any long-term buys on Bitcoin for now until liquidity is taken, which is that inducement. So for now, and you see where I shifted the box to that fair value gap. Once market taps there, it's a good zone to actually buy Bitcoin if you want to buy Bitcoin. So be patient. Patience will help you a lot on this game and this market. So guys, sorry about that. Be patient. So that weekly fair value gap is where I would actually advise anyone who wants to buy Bitcoin to actually wait to buy for the bulls, guys, for the bulls. So that is what I'm seeing on the buys for Bitcoin. Overall, Bitcoin has shifted. I think market will be reaching out for more lower prices. That is what I think. Like I said, it is not a financial advice, it is just what I see in the market. You see a different thing, by all means, please follow what you believe in, and continue doing that. Well, that is it. So now for that buys, as you can see on the daily time frame, there is a daily fair value gap also coinciding with the zone I marked on the weekly monthly charts. So this even gives me more confidence that that zone I marked actually has a very high probability that it. But aside from that, short term buys, if market is to retrace to any good you know any good sell zones that you can actually continue shorting Bitcoin from, markets might, for short term buys, guys, market can actually go to that 104,000 zone. You can see where I marked that red box. Market might sell down to that zone, take out that low as inducement, and buy to the next zones that market will be selling from. But for now, overall, what I'm saying, I'm not seeing any good bullish momentum. But market just for short term buys, market might get to that zone and buy to the next supply zone, guys. So that is it for me. Now for the sell zones, now as you can see, market has formed a daily fair value gap that markets can retrace to and continue the sales. If you also believe that Bitcoin is going to sell, you can actually wait for market to enter that fair value gap I marked with the blue rectangle. Then you can look out for sell signals. If you feel like yes, this zone is going to hold, you should be looking for that zone to continue shorting Bitcoin, guys. So that is it for the daily. This is the P I'm seeing on the daily, guys. I don't know, like I said, it is not a financial advice, but for market to actually sell, to buy to that zone, market might most likely test this extreme fair value gap, that the last low that created this high. You can see there is an extreme fair value gap, so market might tap there, or either the blue zone or the red zone, any one of them, before market buy to this sell point of interest. um Guys, if what I'm saying is making sense, please comment and let me know how you feel. Now, if you scroll down to the H4, I like to sometimes when I mark a POI on the high frame, maybe monthly, weekly, I like to try to, you know, pick out the noise, take out the noise on the 4 hour time frame. Now, looking at this 4 hour time frame, although this is a daily fair value gap, but what I'm saying is that there is a fire inducement candle that has formed. So I will not take any short positions from the zone because this is a 4 hour inducement candle with experience. Candles like this are most likely going to be rated, but just above this candle you can see there is a 4 hour fair value gap. So I'll wait for market to pull into that fair value gap, and if market gives me a sign that it's going to continue, if the POI is going to hold with candlestick formation, structure confirmation, whatever confirmation method you take, I'll be shorting going down to take out the previous low. So this is basically going to be a thing for me if that POI is also going to hold, guys. And otherwise I'm going for the extreme POIs. You see the just above that 4 fair value gap, there is also an extreme fair value gap. Now note that most times if an extreme fair value gap is the most reliable fair value gap that you can actually rely on. Sometimes market miss out on this, especially if there is another PD price, array supporting it. So that is it for Bitcoin, guys. So that is it. So extreme daily fair value gap, market can just sell down before buying to any of those POIs. So if market doesn't get any of those that I have marked, I'm going to stay out of the market until I have a story to tell, guys. So just know that an extreme fair value gap is most times the best, but then if you have a PDR, just this 4 hour inducement that is close to that fair value gap, and it makes it more high probability. So wait for market to pull down to any of those zones. If you see any buy settle, you can buy it up to the next short POIs, guys. So that is it. That is really it for me, guys. That is really it for me. So this is all I'm saying. This is all I'm saying, guys. This is all I'm saying right now. But what I'm saying right now is that I will not be looking for any long-term buys on Bitcoin for now because of what the chart is telling me. So that is it, guys. That is it. These are the zones that I'm seeing on Bitcoin. Tell me what you think, if you think that what I'm saying is making sense. So that is it, guys. That is it. That is it. You can actually do your own research, guys. Do your own analysis and go with whatever you like. I like to pick my POIs from 4 hour and above, most likely. On few occasions, confirmation period is when I use 30 minutes and 1 hour POIs. Aside from that, I don't use anything less than that. Then I use 15-minute candles or structures for confirmation entry. That is the only thing go below the 30-minute time frame. Now, Ethereum, guys. Ethereum. For Ethereum monthly chart, looking at the monthly chart, you can really see that market is trying to sell like lower prices, but you really don't have a lot of story to tell right now. But with what I'm seeing that price took out an inducement on the monthly time frame. You can my price took out that inducement and it is reaching out for lower prices, but there is really not much story to tell because the time frame is ranging, so you might not have in-depth story of what really going on Ethereum on the monthly time frame, apart from the fact that this month's candle is looking like it's reaching out for lower prices. Then if I want to buy Ethereum, looking at what I am seeing right now, I will only wait for market to get to the what is it called, fair value gap. But now let's go to the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, last week candle closed and engulfed the other week. It swept the other week and it engulfed it. And what is an engulfing candle? An engulfing candle is a reversal pattern, especially when it happens on high. So which makes me of that Ethereum will actually reprices. Now, if I want, I'll be waiting for it on that 2000 zone at $2,000. That will be the best zone to actually buy Ethereum because there is an inducement in that zone, which even makes it more high probability. But then there's a very low zone which might not come very soon or as quick as you want it. But if you go on to the day time frame, guys, with what I'm saying, there's a structure shift on the daily frame. Price took out the last low and gave birth. So even high did not break its previous high and a reversal. So market also formed there's a reversal and if you want to buy an Ethereum bull and you're not interested in the sales, you just want buy. These are the I marked out. As you can see, that movement zone fair value gap just below it. But then the extreme fair value gap, I said extreme fair value gap are my best bet for fair value gaps I like to take. Most times they don't fail. Also miss out on a good trade because you are waiting for extreme fair value. So market might actually sell that zone, then buy. If there's anything that they want to buy, it's going to be from. But if you are want to key in on market form gap, guys, a daily fair value gap here, the market, buy that zone and the zone. This is the zone wait for market to go back into before I start to new shorting Ethereum. This is the guys. So I'll wait for market to this fair value gap, and as market pull into the value gap, we're looking out for good reversal patterns, whatever it is you use. So I'll be waiting for market pull to these zones, and once market pull to this fair value gap, I will be shorting Ethereum down to these zones. To be honest, this is a good trade to actually swing. Yeah, this is a good trade to swing for me. But like I said, I like to filter out the noise in the 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour time frame, I'm seeing an inducement candle, just the same candle I saw on the Bitcoin. Probably that inducement candle around 3,650. There is a value gap around the 3,556 that could actually signify lower prices. But that is a very low probability setup. So I'm not be giving it much attention, but I'm also going to market to see how I can react from that zone, that favor gap around the 3,556 zone. Now, though this is a fair value gap I marked on the daily, but this fair value is actually coincident in the so not take this trade that zone. I'll wait for market to go above the 3722, guys. I'll be waiting for market to go to the 3722 zone and see what happens from there. So 3722, guys. So what happens from that is I'll start looking for a new story to see if I can actually short Ethereum down again, or if structure have changed, or if market trend have changed. One thing about structure, if you actually pay attention to what the whole pattern on the is telling you, can actually easily tell when a trend is changing. So I'll be waiting for 722 zone, or I'll be waiting for extreme fair value gap on the 4-hour time frame. Just like I said, I like extreme fair value gaps a lot, but most times they fail, and it has actually helped me bag a lot of winning trades. I also took the currency and made 3.8. So if I had now probably been over 17 hour on it too. So let's see how that goes. How goes, guys. That is it that I see on the Ethereum. Please don't forget to turn on notification, comment. So, and if there's anything you want to learn, if there's any terminology in this video that you don't understand, let me know. I'll make special videos explaining these terminologies and how them on the chat. And I actually learned to trade myself, and from the chat a lot of that work, a lot of that don't work. So I spent 4 hours in 1 year. This month is going to make it 1 year, and there's no day I didn't study 10 hours. It's how crazy. I want to study it because trading just has to work. So if you're a struggling trader and you want to grow, you grow with me because I'm still learning. I'm ready to share free and information with you for free. I'm ready to do it for free. But guys, support me, like, comment, and show support. We grow together. And I said with good encouragement, I might just start drop my daily daily outlook within the trade, guys. Please invite a lot of people to this channel, and anyway, we'll see next. Let's see which of the setup plays, which one doesn't play out, and with time you see in the value of this content, guys. So try and study, and if you're streaming, just know that it will work for you if you give your time, honestly. So if you give it your time, trade will work. So do not give up. A lot of people's lives are in this field, and they are not any scientific method. They've just stayed enough to tell a story, what they look out for, and do the same thing over and again. So stay disciplined, have a strict risk management and everything, guys. Like I said, not a financial advice, just my insight. So it's actually starts with what you're saying for yourself. You know, at the chart yourself, mark out the zones too, and if you feel it's worth risking your money on, you can take it. It's not a financial advice, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Uh, I will actually update about this rates in later on if any of the days where which one doesn't play, guys. But have a great day and take care of yourself, guys.